Even after the Anti-Corruption Court dismissed the famous 162 billion shillings pension scam case on account of lack of sufficient evidence, the pension scam scandals are not yet over. The Auditor General's latest report into another surge of misappropriation of pension funds at the Ministry of Public Service has unearthed another meltdown pension scandal of 88 billion shillings paid to ghost pensioners. In the storm before the Public Accounts Committee is the Commissioner of Pension, Steven Kiwanuka Kunsa, who claims having not participated in generating the payment voucher.
The basic primary information comes from the department, which is your department. You are the one who prepares, excuse me, Mr. Kunsa, be serious. You are the person who prepared the list of the people who are to be paid.
No, sir.
Who did?
The principal accountant. I do, because the principal accountant we are talking about, we have two principal accountants in the Ministry of Public Service. There was one for general accounts, and there's a specific one for pensions. So whatever the principal accountant was doing, he was doing it for the department.
Was it his schedule?
Yes.
What is your schedule?
That's what that's why I went through that process ahead of the. When
okay, you first give us there's one which you had. Give us a copy. Then also going to give us where that procedure is written.
Government civil servants don't serve their social security with NSSF. However, auditors from the Auditor General's chambers were shocked in the course of auditing that the Ministry of Public Service was paying NSSF for some of its staffs.
What I've come across is that Chimanje Matovu asked Mabo Something Raw Farm to handle this matter for him. And I'm privy to why.
You can tell us.
Yes, what I know is that when we paid the initial payment to Matovu,
yes,
he had some disagreements with the beneficiaries.
In another development, the Auditor General's report into the pension scam unraveled that the pension department at the Ministry of Public Service, headed by Steven Kiwanuka Kunsa, paid 15 billion shillings to a non-existent law firm they claim to have hired in an arbitration taxation case.
The judge turns up, he makes a statement that the documents were forged. Everybody, this one is the quote that you based on. You pay 15, yet the dividend their bid, of course, we're even asking for 12. So Kasangora is saying now, I'm even in the balance of 3. Where can I take it? The law firm you paid them in even excess because you are in a hurry.
Hurry to do what, sir?
To pay.
What I'm saying.
You see, Mr. You remember you volunteered because you asked you.
What are you
have anything to do with this matter? You said no, but I can volunteer.
Yes,
so
and I'm not saying all this because I was directly and personally involved.
So what is your interest?
But because you summoned me here over matter, I had some. The best I could have said to say no, I have nothing to do with that. Okay, and now, kept quiet.
Let me ask you, why didn't you say something about others?
With like what?
When you ask me, you say that is ask your principal accountant. They don't ask the. You are always.
Then I'm going to instruct all that I've seen.
The report also sacked the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Major General Kahinda Otafire, into the scandal that saw government lose 15.4 billion shillings. Otafire is reported to have wrote to the Minister of Finance, ordering him to pay 15.4 billion shillings to the non-existent law firm without consulting the Solicitor General and the Attorney General to give their legal opinion. In this process, even at the Ministry of Finance, the report indicates that money exited the Treasury without the notice of Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury, Keith Mwakanizi. This now brings under the spotlight the Accountant General of Government.
Is it normal practice for a minister to write to the Permanent Secretary of another ministry?
I don't know, because I did author.
How long have you been in public service? How long have you been in public service?
For 34 years.
And for 34 years, you haven't learned that when you're addressing a ministry as a minister, you write to the minister.
Well,
this letter is very unfortunate.
As you have documents in this regard, do you also have the Solicitor General's letter dated 30th December 2012? No, dissociating itself from the payment?
No, sir.
And saying it was fraudulent and copied to the director side?
No, sir.
How come that you have the one which facilitates payment?
Because that's what that's what I was meant to prove.
The person writing this letter is again the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. And this time he's writing the permanent secretary.
For me, sir, I'm giving the facts that I came across.
Yeah, but you're giving the facts.
Unfortunately,
but as a seasoned civil servant, you should have seen. Excuse me.
I was not personally
Excuse me,
involved.
sir. As a seasoned civil servant, you should have known that there is something fishy here. Why did the minister write to a minister, copy to ST, and then the same minister now writes to your permanent secretary, instructing your permanent secretary to pay the money? And you think that's normal? And you say you were a civil servant for 34 years?
34 years.
In spite of this, the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament will commence with the probe on Wednesday with the interdicted Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Public Service, Jimmy Ramafa. Timothy Sibasi, the Television, Parliament.